everybody? It's your boy Dad Paul. We back and we live for episode 12. I really appreciate y'all for staying along, the episodes with me throughout the season of the Dev Hall Show. We came a long way. At the end of the day, we're here. You feel me? Black History Month. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It's Valentine's Day, yo. And y'all probably sitting here thinking like, all right, what's the point? The point is, you got two businessmen actually taking the time out their day to do an interview on Valentine's Day. You feel me? So I'm gonna get straight into it. A lot of people have been watching a lot of my episodes. I like to keep it different, versatile, unpredictable. I like to have musicians, artists, rappers, singers, business owners, and entrepreneurs on my show. And this is actually one of the biggest entrepreneurs in the city of Philadelphia. He's a young boy, just like me. Not a young boy, we're gonna put some respect on our name, but we young and the younger generation, but we making a name for ourselves. Like I said, I had a lot of rappers in the past, but this time we gonna talk business. We have Jus Real in the building. I'm gonna get him to introduce himself, but actually before I get into that, I've been noticing him on Instagram. Before I met him, I heard that he had a barbershop opening. And my man Mark wanted me to come down and do a quick little snippet of his, a quick little rap video in his barbershop. And I was like, all right, cool, I'll definitely record that. I had the time, the chance to actually network with him. I told him I would like to have him on my show in the near future, and here we are today. What's up, Jus? How we doing?
What's up, bro?
Yo, man, let the audience know who you are, man.
Appreciate you for having me.
Most
like you said, we met at my shop, man. Top Young Bosses, TYB, right there on 22nd Street. You told me you had your show. I already appreciated you coming out and just showing love to the shop. So,
right.
Like I said, anything I could do to help, I was going to, be right to it. So, but my name is Jus Real. I'm one of the owners of TYB, Top Young Bosses Barbershop and Hair Salon, right down North Philly on 22nd Street, 2927 North 22nd Street. But yeah, that's just one of the businesses that I own. I'm just here to, talk to my brother Dev about just like the classes that I now have. Started these classes. I had my first class January 27th. Now I teach business and real estate classes. I teach about 5 courses, goal settings, business license, how to acquire a business license, intro to credit, intro to real estate, and actually how to travel the world. So, I'm just, just here to, let y'all know, like, any way I can help, any way I could give y'all the game that we won't learn in school. Right. That's where I'm trying to fill the gap at.
Right. Well, like I said, back on the Instagram thing, like I said, I noticed he had a business. He had the barbershop. He does appliances. He's into real estate as well. And then one day I was just sitting on the gram. A lot of us scroll. He was popping on our timeline. Then I noticed he had a podcast popping. I'm like, hold up. They just opened a barbershop? Like he's jumping into a different lane. I noticed he had his podcast with his partner. And I'm sitting here like, all right, bet. I like to see young black entrepreneurs doing their damn thing. And then also, I noticed that he had a class. And I'm sitting here like, all right, you ain't got that many people that's willing to give you game that they've learned. A lot of people are selfish. A lot of people don't like to help others because they feel as though they like to be one up in life. Mm-hmm. I noticed he had a class, touching on different topics that is beneficial to the community. And on top of that, it was for a small fee, for $100 at the end of the day. And if you feel like grabbing some kicks, you like to do that. Them kicks get dick. Now, all right, you gonna grab some new joints. $100 for knowledge that can help you in life. Now, can you elaborate on that, though? Like, what made you generate that type of seminar or class?
Well, just like throughout the years, like I've been an entrepreneur since I was 19. I'm 26 now. And just throughout the years, like from friends to acquaintances, just people that I come across just throughout my journey, people always ask me questions about business, real estate, like stuff like that. So instead of like just keep giving out little samples and whatnot, right. I decided to, put a course together, and then, for those that want, feel though that's important for them to invest $100 into their future or whatnot, I said I'm gonna give them to them on a full course, and then, we could go from there. Instead of, like I said, just giving out little bits and pieces, I'm gonna give y'all the game for $100.
Right. Now, by you giving the game for $100, how was the outcome of the first class that you had?
My first class was, I'm still in shock by my first class. Actually, like, my first class was amazing. Like, it was a sold-out house. I actually had it at my barbershop and hair salon at TYB, which was nice. Like, like, a lot of people just talk, but it definitely helps build a more solid foundation where you can actually prove to people in their face, like, an actual working business. I'm not just talking to y'all. I'm giving y'all the game, the blueprint on how I'm able to get right here and stand in front of y'all.
Now, that right there makes sense. I think that's motivational, to be honest with you. You think about it, like, that's like me saying, hey, everyone, I have a show, the Dev Hall Show, but I want y'all to come to my establishment. This is not my establishment. This is headquarter media establishment. So it's like in a joint in a sense. But at the end of the day, that's like me saying, come down to my show, and I don't have a show. If y'all catch what I'm saying. He basically said, yo, I want y'all to come down to my seminar. I'm giving y'all proof. Why? Because y'all actually are y'all basically in an environment that I own or that I run. Right. And I'm giving y'all class. So that makes you feel some type of comfort in a sense. Now, one of the things you're helping the community with is fixing credit. Right. Now, what is the steps that you are taking to help the community fix credit?
So basically, like, with my next class, I'll actually have, a professional credit advisor there this time. Before, like how traditionally how I did my class, I just basically told them, like, my credit experience and how I didn't really learn about credit until I started getting into real estate, and that wasn't until I was like 20 years old. Okay. But you actually, at 18, you could do a lot of stuff legally. So I told them how I was able to go from not having no credit at all to going from $0 credit limit and taking it to a $20,000 credit limit. I was able to take my credit score from a 500 to 700 based off all self-knowledge and building relationships with, and bank relationships.
All right, now, another thing, real estate. Now, I noticed that you just said that you've been in the real estate game for about since you was 20. Right. Now, how can someone that has no knowledge of real estate, but, a lot of people in the Philadelphia region are jumping on the real estate, how can they just say, hey, I want to do it, but I have no resources? How could they, if you don't mind, because, a lot of people may be attentive to joining your next class. How could you give them a little snippet of how could they just jump into it?
I was gonna say most definitely come to the class. I have my next class is March 3rd, Sunday, March 3rd, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's a 6-hour class, but you're getting 5 subjects.
6 hours.
With guest speakers and that are professionals in that field for $100. So, that would be step one. Okay. Step step 2, if you might be busy that day, you can't make that day, there will be more dates in the future. But YouTube, that's my best friend, honestly. Right. Like, I go on YouTube for everything. Like from you can learn everything on YouTube. Right. So anything that you want to know, like how to flip a house, how to get into real estate, books, like a lot of stuff is out there that we can learn on our own. Right.
Now, I like that. Now, did anyone motivate you or inspire you to be your own type of boss? And can you explain what TYB means for those that don't know?
Right. So, to answer your first question, I really believe, I'm a firm believer in that saying, you're either born with it or you're not. Like it just has to be in you. I don't know, I just was a natural born gift that had this drive to always want to win and always to succeed by any means. I just always been like that from, I grew up playing sports, multiple sports. I always competed, win championships and so forth like that. So that's just always my natural drive to be a champ, like Meek said, be a championship in real life. In life.
Now,
and my bad, you said TYB. What do TYB mean? Well, I said TYB, that's the name of my barbershop and hair salon, but before it was we had that establishment, we already had TYB, just that name, Top Young Bosses. And what that really means is it's not just everybody that works at TYB or anything like that, but it's just a mindset for real, just believing that there's no age limit on chasing a dream for real. At any age, you could be successful at any age. You could be your own boss. Like I taught to these 6th and 8th graders today. I told them that they all were bosses, which were true. I told them you didn't have to own anything at that time. It was just a mindset, knowing that one day you will have your own. So they're just, like I said, it's a mindset, believing you could do it any day at any age. And like I said, everybody has their own definition, but that's just one of them.
Now, by being a boss, right, this is something I actually was speaking to my mom about earlier today, because I feel as though I'm my own boss. I have my own show.
Right,
I'm
most
self-employed by doing Uber as well. But the thing is, at a certain age, I came from certain jobs that was making like double digits. I ain't talking like 10, 12, 15, 16. I'm talking about like dub and higher.
Right.
Came from jobs that a lot of people would love.
No, most definitely.
But after a while, I wanted to stop working for someone.
Right.
At what point in your life have you decided to do that, or what made you do that?
Like honestly, like I can agree with you. Like having good jobs, like jobs that people would get comfortable with. Like I was hired by Amtrak.
Yeah,
Like,
people died to get that job.
I was hired by Amtrak and AT&T at the same time. So, but my plan once I dropped out of school, like I went to college for 1 year. After that year, I couldn't afford to go back to school.
Okay.
So from there, I just say, you know what, I'm gonna figure it out on my own. I'm gonna start working. And then somebody put me on a real estate. Like my man told me about these classes, took these classes, and my goal was always to be my own boss. Like I ain't working, I never not working. Like if people, like I tell my young boys, like, yo, why you ain't working? Like what you doing? Like I don't hear nobody saying about, I don't even know they got working papers no more, but
right.
just to say like that conversation not even is happening, but I use the jobs as a stepping stone to fund, to build my credit up, for me to be able to get my credit right, get into real estate, and then catapult into being my own boss full time.
Right. I like how you just flipped that, man, to be honest with you. I just wanted to say that because a lot of people frown upon people that are starting their own business. Why? Because it's not a norm. A lot of people feel as though the norm is, I want you to work for someone. I need you to get a college degree, work your ass off. And a lot of people don't realize, for the people that don't go to college or didn't go to college, a lot of people don't realize once you do those steps, half of the time you're not even jumping right into a job that's in your major or in your field. And on top of that, guess what? You got solid money knocking right at your door. You already know how it goes. So you basically paying off debt for a job, for a field that you're not even in yet, in order for you to cover those expenses. I was just telling my mom this earlier today. I feel as though a trade really matters, because at the end of the day, a lot of people need a trade every day. That's one thing that would never go out of stock, to be honest with you. A lot of people be like, all right, when are we going to do this? When are we going to do that? And I'd be like, yo, like college, I don't know. I just feel as though college is overrated sometimes. And I'm in graduate school, about to obtain my master's. But one thing I wanted to talk to you about, traveling the damn world, man. Traveling the world, man. You all over the ground with your shit, man. You been to Paris?
Right.
You can name your spots, man. Talk to these people, man. Like, I just want these people to be motivated, because it's people that look like me and you.
Right.
They haven't been to these spots, man. Like, what motivates you to just want to jump out and venture off? Or you just had the opportunity. You were just blessed with that opportunity.
Like TV, like movies, everything. Like just seeing, like where we come from, and knowing that it's not like that other places.
Right.
Like, why would I not want to take advantage of that? Why would I not want to explore my mind and, like, just change my horizon like that, use that to motivate me, whereas though I don't have to, take these trips every so months or every couple of years. Like, I can live here. So just once you start traveling and go different places, like, your mind start working different. You come back thinking different, because like now you're not one dimensional.
Right.
Now you know that are like in Dubai, like that's like the richest country in the world for like just for them people to be out there and their crime rate be so low, but all of them be multimillionaires and billionaires and be able to function, like just being able to function civilized, like. Like, to me, that's mind-blowing. Like, how could people just even, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Listen, I can imagine because I went to Spain. I had the opportunity to go to Spain for study abroad. And one thing Spain is big on is wine and bread. You know, they drink wine and they eat bread damn near at the same time. It's weird, but that's their culture. And no disrespect. But one thing I noticed, it can be, no lie, it can be over 1,000 people. Just imagine Fairmount Park for the people that's from Philly, the Platte. Imagine 1,000 people in that area, right? A lot of people smoking, drinking, just having a good time. And you got cops lined outside of that area. No one is doing anything. No fights breaking out. No one's arguing. And it's the most civilized people I met in my life. You know, just made you think different. The point I was making, by you traveling, do you feel as though it gave you a different like perspective on life, like from being from Philly? Because you know, by us being from Philly, a lot of people don't even cross the bridge.
Right.
You know, so do you feel like going to different locations like Dubai, Paris, and things like that, like broaden your horizons so you can just like, you know what, yo, it's bigger than Philly, like.
Right. No, absolutely. Like I said, like once you start traveling, you know, you don't even have to travel out the country. Just going to different states like Miami, New York. Some people haven't even been to New York. New York, that's one of my favorite places to go to. Like just the shopping, just how it's so fast paced, and how everything stay open late. But yeah, like it's just open. Like I said, you see how people live, how they function different, how they dress, how they talk, how the food tastes different.
Right.
Like just all that stuff, and then you come back and you want to make you motivated.
Do you feel as though it's a little difficult or it's kind of hard to get some type of recognition by being a young entrepreneur in the city, or you really don't pay that type of shit no mind?
I was about to say, I don't really pay no recognition no mind. Like I'm not in this for like no name or anything like this. I'm in this for the wealth, like the established, make sure my family is cool. Like I'm the first person in my family to where as though I'm breaking that cycle, kicking in them doors for us. And you know, when I eventually had kids, they cool. I'm able to get them the blueprint. Like that's my focus. I'm not really worried about like, you know, no rankings or no titles or anything like that.
Right.
I'm in my own lane. I created my own lane.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
do you feel as though it's any struggles though by being an entrepreneur? The reason I'm just asking you these questions because it's entrepreneurs that's looking at this.
Right.
And I know it's a lot of people that really want to know these questions. You know, you have a lot of you're a man with different hats, and you know you making it seem, you know, easy. But I just want you to like open up on it. Like, what can be a struggle? Like, do you have any doubt? Like, it's not a day that you wake up like shit, man. I'm like doing this shit. Versus, you know what? Fuck it, another day, another dollar. Like you feel what I'm saying?
I'm gonna keep it real, like all the way real. Like one thing that you know that you gotta get comfortable with as an entrepreneur, just like in general in life, like one of the biggest lessons that you learn is patience. Like I can't stress that enough. Like patience, like understanding that everything's not on your time. Like how you might see something and God gonna have a different plan. Like your plans might not always add up. And throughout when you patient and you don't get something right away throughout that time that you know that you're attacking whatever you're trying to achieve, by the time you eventually get there, you're more prepared. You've been through way more shit. You've been through some real shit. And when you got to where you're going, you appreciate it more because you know what I'm saying? You had to work 10 times harder than you expected. Right. You thought you was gonna get it easier. God made it 10 times harder, so you appreciate it, not lose it. Stuff like that, you don't realize, like during the process, you just frustrated, like, yo, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. Like, it's stuff in the way, it's hurdles that's stopping me from getting there. Right. You gotta still fight, and like I said, when one door closed, another one open. Always opportunities.
Most definitely. Now, a lot of rappers are in the game. You know, I pay attention a lot. And a lot of people that are entrepreneurs seem to turn on one person. Right. It's not Hov. It's not Diddy. It's Nipsey.
Right.
Why is that, man? I really want to know that, though, man. Like, why is that, man? Because, like, you, my man Weezy, Bree, I be seeing a lot of people watch Nipsey. They listen to him a lot. You know, like, if you don't mind me asking, like, why is he, like, influential in a sense? If I must say.
Honestly, because like in his music, he give you real life game. Right. Like he not just telling you like, yo, he sold this kind of work, he shot this many niggas, like he drive this kind of car. Right. He letting you know like like real life blueprints on like how you can actually level up in life and how it's a marathon. So for instance, like he's showing you actually like Nip on one of the few artists that actually show you like the business that he doing like outside of music. Like he show you that he got a clothing line. He show you that he got that he independent. You know what I'm saying? Before he did this deal with Atlantic. But just in his music is real jewels. Like Hov. Those real jewels that, like I said, that it's a marathon. That and it get me through, like I said, rough times.
Now for those that really want to be, attentive to his class, like why should the everyday person come to your class?
Like the everyday person should come to my class because these are the tools that all successful people have. Like I don't care what lane they in. Like all successful people, all millionaires, multimillionaires, billionaires, they all have some type of investment into real estate. They all have some type of good credit. You know what I'm saying? They all have passports that are stamped. Like they all have goals that they achieved to get to where they're going. They all have businesses. So these are all the things I'm teaching in my class. So if you're not trying to be on that type of time, you're not trying to level up and be a boss, and you're not trying to establish wealth, or you don't have goals in life or anything like that, then this wouldn't be for you. But
you're wasting your time.
If you're trying to be successful in life, if you want to see these M's, if you want to, like I said, travel the world, get these passports stamped, like take your mom out the country for a birthday and stuff like that, then come to the Top Young Bosses class, man. March 3rd from 10 to 4, Sunday, at my barbershop and hair salon, TYB.
Now, speaking of barbershop, one question I wanted to ask you. Are you a barber?
Right, I'm not a barber. I'm not a barber. The
reason I would ask that, because like a lot of people probably want to know, like, why generate a barbershop? Or why come up with a barbershop business? Like, why did you come up with that? Because, that's somebody might say, Dad, why did you ask that? Like, what made you come up with a barbershop?
Yeah, I think, when you go to as a businessman, I'm always just, on the clock. So when you go to the barbershop, what kind of environment is that? It's people from all different walks of life. It's all different type of conversations. So just in a shop alone, you could sell anything in a shop. You could sell hair in a shop. You could sell any type of merchandise that's going, you know what I'm saying? That's your mecca.
Right. That makes
you
sense.
Don't have to go out into the streets for real. Everybody gonna get their hair cut. Everybody gonna get their hair done. That, and like I said, so many different kids and so forth, and different type of people in there. So conversations that we're having, that's conversations we having in the shop. We trying, just change the culture and put us in a different direction from like I said, the shop.
So in 2019, man, what's big for you, man? Like, what's in the near future if you don't mind sharing your secrets?
This year you're gonna see a lot more Top Young Boss merchandise. Right now I have on a honey backwoods hoodie.
Yeah, you look like backwoods, yeah. I see it. I like that.
So you're gonna see a lot more merch.
I like that.
The summer coming up, so definitely look out for our website dropping, topyoungbosses.com. We got a movie coming out this year. About 2 summers ago, I actually wrote a movie. And directed it with my man Lay.
You wrote the movie?
Yeah, I wrote the movie. Yup.
God, I just said a man with so many hats.
I wrote a movie. I was just sitting back one day. I was working on a house, and then it just came to me. I said, "Summertime in Philly. What if I just do a mixtape?" No. I said, "What if I do a movie called Summertime in Philly and just tell how I see the summer in Philly from my perspective?" I said, "Damn, it'd be hot if I do a mixtape with it." You know what I'm saying? Do a soundtrack movie.
And you rap too. And he rapped too.
Okay. Yeah, I ended up rapping for the movie. Prior to the movie, I never rapped. So I had to, that was probably the hardest part for me. Learning how to rap in 2 months.
That's what's up, man.
So yeah, look out for that. Summertime in Philly. It's a movie and it's a mixtape. I got Summertime in Philly, the movie, and Summertime in Philly, the mixtape coming out summer 19.
So let these people know where to find you at, man.
You can find me on Instagram, JUS_real, Jus Real. Also, I got appliances too, so all my real estate investors, anybody from homeowners, anybody, grandma, aunties, uncles, I got appliances.
And that shit, he got that joint booming, man. Go on his Insta snaps, man.
All GE appliances.
Right.
Follow my appliance page, appliance plug. So.
You the plug, man.
Right.
He ain't running off on that plug. You feel me?
Right.
Well, he's definitely, man. But I'm glad that you had the opportunity to come down to the Dev Hall show,
it,
man. And I really wish I wish I'd be able to make it, to your workshop or your seminar or class.
We're gonna have more.
Because I really want to invest in it. I really want to learn about the topics that you're speaking on. We're gonna have a conversation off camera. But at the end of the day, if y'all have the opportunity to come out March 3rd, like he just said, go out there and support him on 22nd Street. I feel as though I like to call 22nd Street the Black Entrepreneur Road.
Thanks.
You know how they say Jewelers Road downtown? Think about it. A lot of black businesses is right on that strip on 22nd Street.
Yep.
So that shit be damn near popping like South Street.
You got Umi D's. Shout out to Honda. You got Country Cooking. That's Salt. You got Major League Barbershop. You got Top Young Bosses. You got us. Shout out to Juan the Barber, Nell the Barber. We got Salon Brilliance, Uncut. Shout out to Uncut. They about to open up a spot in Miami. Like, come on, man. Like that's major. That's motivation. Philly, we on some shit, man.
You already know, man. What's your boy, Dev Hall, man? We already here for episode 12. You already know, Dev Hall, Jus Real. Y'all know what to do.